Joining us now is Matt Lewis, conservative columnist for the Daily Beast. Also with us, Alan Grayson, former Democratic congressman from Florida. Thanks to both of you for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. Grayson, let me start with you on issue number one. It does seem to me like there should be some regret on the part of Democrats for pushing McCarthy out if they end up with a speaker that's Jim Jordan.
They did what they had to do. Nobody wanted him to be speaker on either side. That's the truth of the matter. The Republicans tolerated him only because he raised lots and lots of money. He was a short order cook for every lobbyist in town. Whatever you wanted, he'd whip it up for you real quick. And the only people who are crying about him leaving are the people on K Street. So the Democrats and many Republicans felt it was time for a change.
Yeah, but Matt Lewis, I guess I'm not talking about sort of whether they're happy or crying. It just seems to me if Democrats were doing what was in their best interest, and you've written an article about this, they would have said, you know what, the other possibility here is worse.
I think so. Look, Kevin McCarthy has a lot of. He's not a great person if you are a Democrat, especially, and he's led an impeachment of Joe Biden. I get why Democrats don't like him, but look, Kevin McCarthy is also a guy who raised the debt limit, thus avoiding a default. He is a guy who is funding Ukraine, unlike perhaps whoever succeeds him. And the reason that he was susceptible, the reason he was vulnerable to being ousted is that he decided to fund the government. He decided against a government shutdown. He worked with Democrats across the aisle and kept the government open. And for that reason, Matt Gaetz and a handful of Republican revolutionaries decided to take him down. And what did Democrats do with this person who has, again, done a lot of things that they don't like, but he's the blocking and tackling, funding, keeping the government open, avoiding a default, funding Ukraine. What did the Democrats do? They didn't have to vote for him. All Democrats had to do was vote present or just not show up. Instead, in my opinion, they essentially voted with Matt Gaetz. And if they get Jim Jordan, then I think that they will have earned him.
Yeah, and Alan Grayson, I mean, it does seem to me that if Donald Trump goes on Tuesday, he's going to be supporting Jim Jordan. And so it does become increasingly likely Jim Jordan gets the position. Shouldn't there be, if that happens, any regret on the part of Democrats?
I would say no, and I think the best proof of that is that every single one of them voted to remove the speaker. If there was that kind of regret, somebody would have sensed it in the caucus, and it's actually not that hard to vote present. It's just the yellow button in the middle.
Yeah.
So you don't have to work too hard to do that, but every single one of them said, this guy has got to go, and it's best for the country. Jordan will have his own problems. The problem with the former speaker is that nobody trusts him. The problem with Jordan, if he's the future speaker, is that nobody believes him. But either way, there had to be a change.
Hey, Matt, are you hearing anything about the possibility of Gaetz actually getting expelled? I mean, to me, it just feels like a lot of talk.
I'm with you. I'll believe it when I see it. I suppose it's within the realm of possibility. I would not bet that anything happens there.
And Alan Grayson, you agree with that?
I don't know. I mean, if you look historically, it hasn't happened for political acts. It's only happened for personal corruption. That's historically true. But one way or another, Gaetz is a dead man. McCarthy can snap his finger and raise $20 million for anybody who's running against Gaetz, whatever his next race may be. He's a dead man.
Yeah,
dead man walking.
I'm not so sure. I think he's going to end up. I think if Jim Jordan ends up as speaker, Matt Gaetz got exactly what he wanted, but that doesn't necessarily mean he wouldn't also be a dead man. We shall see. Matt Lewis and Alan Grayson, thank you both very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.